If you're fighting with your partner too much, you're going to really, really like this video because I'm going to give you two really simple things that you can do to make it so that you just simply do not fight as much. And now I've used this with literally hundreds of guys. In fact, someone just this morning, I taught them this exact technique and he was like, dude, this is a fucking game changer, absolute game changer. Now, first of all, first things first, if you're fighting with your partner too much, this is what it feels like. Number one, you dread going home. You think, fuck, I couldn't think of anything worse than going home. Number two, you try to avoid conflict or you're easily irritated by your partner or when you're with them, right? And then the third thing is just this feeling of being drained, being over it, being sick of this relationship and sick of the way that it is. And you want things to go back to how they were before. Does that make sense? If any of that sounds familiar, this is going to be for you. Now, the most common things that guys try when they're going through this is number one, just bow down and cop it and just switch off so that your partner will start whinging or complaining or getting up you about something. And instead of standing up for yourself, you'll just flick it off. You say, yes, dear, whatever, and then just pretty much negate it, right? The next thing after that that's really, really common is guys will go and they'll try and go to like counseling, couples therapy, all that sort of stuff. Now, couples therapy can be good, but judging by the large amount of dudes that I talk to, not that good, unfortunately, right? And then the third thing that a lot of guys try is they just think, fuck, I need some space. I need a break. Let's go on a holiday. And they try and change the situation. Here's the thing, and I'm going to sound like a prick saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. You need to change you, right? You are the problem. I'm not saying that you're the cause of all the fights. I'm not saying you're the cause of that. No. But the way that you're feeling now, tired, drained, and whatnot, that comes down to you, which is actually a good thing. Because when it's your problem, when it's your fault, it means it's within your control and you can actually do something about it. So if you're sick of fighting with your partner, if you're feeling drained, if you're feeling exhausted, if you're feeling fucking over it, try this. Step number one, whenever you get stressed out, whenever you get heated and flustered, whenever you come home from a shitty day at work, whenever you get any of those things, you need to remember that your attitude and the way that you feel is pushed onto your partner and vice versa. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that us within ourselves are always cool, calm, and collected. We need to have high levels of testosterone. Whenever we have lower levels of testosterone, our anxiety goes up, our stress goes up, our stress hormones go up. And funnily enough, guys with low levels of testosterone seem to get a lot more shit put onto them. So that's the first thing. Look after our testosterone. Next thing, look after our confidence. Next thing, look after our energy. How do we do all of this? Through looking after our nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is king. If you don't know what I'm talking about, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just comment down below. Just comment autonomic. Autonomic. A-U-T-O-N-O-M-I-C, right? And I'll send that across to you. That's the first thing, okay? The next thing after that you need to do is you need to become immune, or as immune as you possibly can, to external people in the external environment. If you every time someone says something to you, every time your partner gets up, you yells at you, gets the shits with you, you react and you get offended, you get hurt, or it hits home, you got a problem. What we need to do is we need to build your resilience for this. Now, there's a really, really great book by a bloke called Robert Glover. It's called No More Mr. Nice Guy. And I want you to read this, okay? If you don't know where to find it, you can just shoot me a message, just drop a comment below and I'll send you across this. But you need to read this book. It'll possibly be one of the most helpful books in your whole entire life, okay? So those are the two things you need to do. Number one, comment autonomic, just like Samuel has down in the comment section. Number two, read that fucking book, right? If you do these two things, I guarantee that your relationship will get astronomically better. Why? Because I did it literally just this morning with someone that's already working, and I've done it for hundreds of other dudes as well, okay? On that note, guys, I'll leave you to it. Comment autonomic down below and get that book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Speak to you soon.